Ever feel like you're just not good enough? That everyone else is baking up a storm of perfection while you're stuck with a lopsided loaf? This is Maya's story. Discover how she broke free from the trap of comparison and found the magic in her own imperfect creations. You'll learn to embrace your authentic self and find joy in sharing your unique talents with the world. Maya sat on the edge of her bright, spotless kitchen, scrolling through her phone with a trembling thumb. Each photo seemed to glow with an unattainable perfection, and each one whispered the same cruel message in her mind. You could never do that. Your work is clumsy. She looked around the kitchen, her baking tools gleaming but unused, the counters immaculate and cruelly empty. This kitchen, her sanctuary, felt more like a museum, too perfect and too still to hold the warmth she longed to share. Deep down, Maya dreamed of opening a small bakery, a place buzzing with the joy of sweet smells and happy faces. But the anxiety that tangled in her chest each time she imagined her dream kept her frozen. For months, Maya had battled the voice within that told her baking wasn't good enough. Social media was a double-edged sword, offering inspiration, but mostly fueling her fears. Each picture of flawless creations made her doubt her own hands, her own recipes.
Her flaw was clear. She believed authenticity was less valuable than perfection, and so she hid behind impossibly high standards she could never meet.
One morning, a notification popped up. The local farmers' market had an opening for a new baked goods stall. It was everything Maya had hoped for, a place to showcase her work, to connect with her community, to bring joy through her baking. But as the realization settled in, a cold dread wiped the excitement away. What if her cakes weren't perfect enough? What if people laughed, or worse, didn't care at all? The battle within grew fierce. For a whole week, Maya did nothing but scroll, compare, and sink deeper into anxious paralysis. She planned elaborate recipes she never dared bake, dreaming of dazzling mirror glaze cakes or delicate sugar flowers. But the moment she stepped into the kitchen, terror gripped her. Her hands trembled, the fear of failure too loud. Then one afternoon, as rain tapped softly against her window, she made a decision. One last attempt. She would try to replicate the most admired blogger's mirror glaze cake. If she could master that, maybe she could silence the doubts forever. The baking process was sharp and clinical, every step exact, every measurement scrutinized. She carefully tempered chocolate, prepared the glaze, and poured it over the chilled cake with shaking hands. But as the glaze settled, it settled unevenly, lopsided, sticky, and far from perfect. Her heart sank as she gazed at the glistening disaster. Defeated, Maya threw the cake into the trash. Almost overwhelmed with tears, she felt the temptation to quit, to give up trying to reach a standard that seemed crafted to crush her spirit. The kitchen smelled faintly of wasted sugar and eggs, a bitter reminder of her efforts. Then the scent sparked a memory, her grandmother's kitchen, warm and welcoming, filled with laughter and love. Maya reached for the old, stained recipe box her grandmother had left her. The well-worn cards bore the faded handwriting of decades past. Her fingers trembled as she pulled out one delicate card. A simple lemon and rosemary loaf recipe. No fancy techniques, no flawless finishes, just a warm, genuine recipe. Without hesitation, Maya gathered the familiar ingredients and began to bake. The process was soothing, almost meditative. as the scent of lemon and herbs filled the air, wrapping the kitchen in a comforting glow. When the loaf emerged, slightly cracked on top and less than perfect, she smiled. It was hers, real and imperfect and beautiful. The next morning, heart pounding, Maya took the loaf to the market manager. She offered it shyly, fearing rejection. The man sliced a piece, tasted it slowly, then closed his eyes in appreciation. "I haven't tasted anything this good in years," he said softly. "It tastes real." In that moment, Maya's anxiety didn't disappear, but its grip weakened. She realized her true strength wasn't in imitating someone else's flawless art, but in sharing her own authentic story, imperfect, warm, and genuine. The market spot was hers. From then on, Maya baked with a freer heart, knowing that perfection was a myth, but authenticity was magic. Her little shop brimmed with laughter, stories, and the sweetest, most honest flavors, a place where young bakers like herself learned that their true value was in their unique, imperfect creations. Young Timmy came to Maya's bakery, feeling anxious. All of his cupcakes at home never came out right, and his mum would always have to secretly fix it. Now Maya knew Timmy was hiding something, so she offered to teach him. Timmy took Maya's hand and she brought him into the kitchen. First, she offered to let him have the first ingredient, flour. Timmy poured the flour into the bowl, and Maya helped him dust the excess flour from his face. Next up was sugar. Maya taught Timmy to scoop up the sugar with a measuring cup. Then Timmy poured the sugar in. After that, the batter went into the oven. Timmy was so nervous, but Maya was right next to him for encouragement. Cupcakes came out looking perfect. Timmy was relieved. Timmy thanked Maya. He said, "Thank you for helping me, and now I can bake without feeling anxious." Maya and Timmy both learned that baking should be fun.